When I said to a friend that I wanted a quick, easy video idea, he presented me with something I simultaneously never knew I needed and never knew existed. The sad bastard cookbook. And honestly, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Food you can make so you don't die. It's free, and I'll leave the site below, but I will dive into the book itself. I expected to go into this book with it telling me 25 different things to put in my poor man's ramen. I mean, depending on how you look at it, you could say that this cookbook accomplished that within the first few pages. But this book also has a lot of other meals, varying in complexity. It has a lot of recipes that I've actually tried with and without prior knowledge of this book's existence, which I feel speaks to the quality of this book. In what way? Up to you. Some of the recipes that stick out to me from the table of contents are kinda like pad thai, pasta in a rice cooker, Korean-inspired pancakes, hangover bubble and squeak, cheater chana masala, apple slices yes, grapefruit no, Eddie no, college guacamole, pizza, baked apples, and parfait. I'll explore those recipes in particular soon, however, I'd like to say that these are just a handful of what's available in the book. And I'm not picking out the good parts. There's something for everyone, including vegans. Most of the recipes are vegan, actually. And there's everything from the level of recipe that pickles in front of the fridge, in which you stand in front of your fridge eating pickles out of the jar because that's maybe all you can manage at the moment, to basically any of the god tier variations on recipes, which are usually just a step or two extra. So, there's a lot of variations in the recipes that you get in this book. Also, this book is one of those very chill, laid-back style books, which is apparent in both the recipes and their titles, as well as the handwritten-esque notes all over the page, giving commentary on the contents of each recipe. The recipes don't have many solid measurements, literally saying in the introduction that most recipes are flexible, but inviting readers to either add however much of an ingredient they want, or write in the measurements themselves. Now, let's get into the book in a little bit more depth with the recipes that I mentioned earlier, starting with kinda like pad thai, described as peanut butter and sweet chili sauce mixed together to make something which tastes kinda like you'd imagine pad thai sauce would taste like, if you'd never had pad thai before. It's delicious. This is a solid example of the offerings of this cookbook. With 3 ingredients, it's a simple meal that works well. Just cooked rice noodles, peanut butter, and sweet chili sauce. A surprisingly good combo. Boil the noodles, add the other ingredients, mix, then enjoy. Since these are simple meals, I'll keep the reviews short like this. There's recipes and there's recipes, so we'll see how that works. Like, we've got next up pasta in a rice cooker. Something I never considered, but I suppose it's possible. Equal parts water and pasta. Put it in the rice cooker until the rice cooker is finished. Dump in some pasta sauce and go enjoy. Maybe I'm overthinking, but I never thought a rice cooker should be used for anything not in the name of the machine. But here we are, a new-to-me way to easily cook pasta. Or so they say. I don't have a rice cooker myself, but I am intrigued. Korean-inspired pancakes are right up my alley. Pancakes with chopped green onion inside with soy sauce for dipping. Personally, this isn't one that I would see myself being able to make in such a low-energy state as the cookbook implies or is for, but they do sound delicious regardless. The book also gives variations where one can use other vegetables such as mushrooms or zucchini, which both sound interesting, if potentially unconventional, additions to pancakes. Now for hangover bubble and squeak. The little side note said one of the authors was surprised that it wasn't something a roommate said to mess with her. But this is the lazy version of the actual British dish. Honestly, it reads like a recipe of my grandmother's, as she's infamous for this kind of cooking. The recipe lists cooked potato, butter or cooking oil, salt and pepper, and any leftovers you have in the fridge. Just fry it all up in a pan and call it good. My grandmother, as I said, is known for answering the question, "Grandma, what did you put in this?" with, "Well, let's see, what did I have in the fridge?" and usually leaving it at that. maybe with a vague addition of 1 to 2 ingredients that she had in the fridge, but definitely not all of the things that she put in the dish. So, I'm sure that this recipe can taste good with basically whatever you throw in it. I have done that many a time. And so, one pot meals for the win. Cheater chana masala is as cheater as I think you can get. Canned chickpeas, drained and rinsed, poured into a pot with a jar of tikka masala sauce. Simmer until thickened. Boom, there you go. Apple slices, yes. It's literally just sliced apples, with a note in preparation that I love. If you're lucky enough to have an apple corer or slicer device, you basically won the apple eating lottery. The variations are you could eat it with peanut butter on top, or serve it with cheese or crackers, which is great. Grapefruit, no. It's just a warning to not eat grapefruit when on SSRIs or blood pressure meds. Considering who this cookbook is sort of aimed towards, I'm glad that this was put in. It's something often forgotten, actually. Now, one of my faves. For when I have no energy to make a meal, it has got to be misnomered in this cookbook as Eddie No. Because all it is dry cereal, right from the box. Mid-tier variations on this recipe are literally add milk, or yogurt and jam, or pour in the juice from a can of fruit, which, great. Something that genuinely made me laugh is Eddie No tier. Pour into a bowl. Add cream-based liqueur of your choice. Amazing. College guacamole. I admit, I don't think I can get behind this one. It's 2 ingredients, avocado and salsa. I may have been able to look past recipes like Hangover Bubble and Squeak and Kinda Like Pad Thai, but this... No, not guacamole. You want good guac? Try the recipe in Rhett and Link's guacamole song. Linked below, of course. Not about to anger YouTube's copyright gods or whatever, so, go wild. Can confirm it's a bit more work, but worth it. Yeah, I know it's not the point of the cookbook, but whatever. This isn't even the recipe in the cookbook. Let's move on. It seems like that last recipe is one of many takes on recipes that could be viewed as not really what it says on the tin. The last 3 recipes I'm going to discuss are literally within quotation marks. Starting us off is pizza. The ingredients being required are bread-like substance, with bagels being highly recommended, then tomato sauce and cheese. After layering these ingredients in the order given, cook in the microwave for 30-second intervals until the cheese melts or the bagel is hot. Though this isn't much of a pizza, I like the idea that they have for the variation. Put Italian seasoning on top of the sauce. Next, we're going to talk about parfait, another recipe title in quotations. Yogurt and jam in a bowl with crushed cookies on top. I'm not sure how much of a parfait that is, but they do try to defend themselves in saying not all parfaits have layers. But I feel like that is questionable considering the Oxford Dictionary literally describes parfait as a layered dessert. Is cookies on top of yogurt and jam enough layers? I'm picking it apart. I'm picking everything apart. Like I said before, that's not the point here. The point is humor and food that will help you at least stay alive through depression, just no energy nopes. You know? Last but not least, we have a recipe I know by a different name. This cookbook calls them baked apples. However, I know this fun little snack as cinnamon sugar apples, because that's all it is. Apple slices with cinnamon and sugar sprinkled on top. It's a great little snack recipe to have that and putting cinnamon and sugar on buttered toast. Great, delicious. I'm not sure why this one is labeled as baked, but it's a delicious food, no oven required. Honestly, I don't even think it would taste as good with cooked apples, but who am I to say? I definitely recommend this one. Great recipe, 10 out of 10. Would use as a snack again. That's all I'm going to touch on for today, but there are a lot more fun recipes to discover in here. But I don't feel the need to go through every single one, so I'll leave it linked below in the description for you to explore. If you have any other topics about LGBTQIA+ or mental health stuff you'd like to see covered, please let me know down in the comments. As always, resources will be in the description. Thanks for watching the OCD MB. Stay safe out there.